Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at warrior elites, the Immortals. Before we begin, just a quick reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along, mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. In popular culture, Herodotus accounts for two warrior elites, the hoplites of Sparta and the Immortals of Persia. As they faced each other in battle, this image has inspired throughout the ages a set of rather colorful depictions of the Battle of Thermopylae, especially with regard to the Immortals. The Battle of Thermopylae was fought between an alliance of ancient Greek city-states, led by King Leonidas I of Sparta, against the Achaemenid Empire of Xerxes I. The battle was fought over 3 days in which a force of 700 Thespians, including 300 Spartans, against an insurmountable number of Persians, lost their lives. Who were these legendary warrior elites known as the Immortals that exemplified the power of the Persian military forces? According to Herodotus, led by Hydarnes the Younger, the Immortals were an elite heavy infantry corps of 10,000 soldiers in the army of the Achaemenid Empire. The unit served in a dual capacity through its dual role as Imperial Guard, a unit of 1,000 specially selected soldiers to be the personal bodyguard of the Shah-in-Shah, which means the King of Kings. The Immortals also stood alongside the ranks of the Persian Empire's standing army in defense of the realm. While primarily consisting of Persians, the Immortals' force also included Medes and Elamites. According to Herodotus, the name Immortals stemmed from the custom that every man killed, seriously wounded, or sick, a member was immediately replaced with a new one. This strategy maintained the corps as a cohesive entity with a constant strength. However, there is some contention around Herodotus' reference to Immortals. Another possibility is that the Greek historian confused the word anousia, which means companion, with anousa, which means immortal. Regardless, the name has been handed down through history and accepted by the majority of scholars. Throughout the history of the Achaemenid Empire, the Immortals played a vital role in the conquest of Egypt. Northwestern ancient India, which is present-day's western Punjab, and Sindhi in Pakistan. The Immortals also played an important role in European Scythia and the Greco-Persian Wars, and were amongst the Persian troops who occupied Greece in 479 before the Common Era under Mardonius. During the final decades of the Achaemenid Empire, the role of the Immortals was extended to include that the commanding officer of the corps was expected to act as the chief minister to the King of Kings. This advisor was known as the Hazarpatish. As warrior elites, the question immediately comes to mind: what types of equipment armed the Immortals? According to Xenophon, under the reign of Cyrus the Great, the Immortals wore bronze breastplates and helmets, while their horses wore chamfrons and petrels of bronze together with the shoulder piece, which also protected the rider's thighs. Herodotus describes their infantry as armed with wicker shields covered in leather, short spears, quivers, swords or large daggers, slings and bows and arrows. They also wore scale armor coats. The spear counterbalances of the common soldiery were of silver to differentiate from the commanding ranks. The officers' breastplates were of gold. The regiment was also followed by a caravan of covered carriages, camels, and mules that transported their supplies. On an interesting note, the Immortals were also allowed special foods, which had been reserved for only their consumption. Lastly, the special supply train included attendants and concubines reserved only for the Immortals. Surviving Achaemenid-colored glazed bricks and reliefs depict the Immortals as wearing elaborate robes, hoop earrings, and gold jewelry. However, these garments and accessories were most likely worn only for ceremonial occasions. This brings us to the end of Warrior Elites the Immortals. Thank you for once again joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. Just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. For your convenience, we have also posted our email address and Instagram information. We enjoy hearing from our subscribers and encourage you to send us your questions and comments. If you haven't subscribed to Traveler's Tales, please do. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Traveler's Tales will return with part 2 of Warrior Elites, the Immortals. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Cartistos.